Okay, so on this question, we're trying to solve this equation right here. So how do we do it? Well, let me write what we're doing. We're solving x squared with a little, right? X squared with an equal sign. So solving x squared with an equal sign. How do you solve x squared with an equal sign? Let me write out the steps here. So step number one, you have to get a 0 on one side. I think you probably remember this. We've got to have 0, right? All of our logic depends upon 0. Get a 0 on one side, x squared on, so well, I'll just say move items to positive x squared side. Move the items to the positive x squared side. So come over here and I'll go, okay, we have x squared equals negative 14x minus 40, right? And here's the wall of separation. Okay, and we basically, I'm going to grab these guys. I'm just going to jump them. Remember, when things jump to the other side, they switch their signs. They'll become plus 14x, plus 40, nothing left on the right side, 0. Right now, I don't want to do it like it's a little math trick. They just jump around. Really, what I just did is I add, you don't have to write this, but I want you to see that it's a really a legal operation. I really just added 14x and 40 to both sides, huh? That's why they jumped to the other side and then became positive, right? But to save time, you can just jump them and switch their signs. Okay, so that's the first thing. So we got a 0 on one side, get 0 on one side, and we moved everybody to the side where x squared would be positive, right? Instead of taking x squared and moving it to the right, where he would have become a negative x squared. We don't want that. We want it on the side where he's positive. Okay. Step number 2, factor. Factor like with 2 parentheses stuff, you know? So I'm going to go 2 parentheses, and I'm saying, okay, what multiplies, adds, multiplies? Remember how the 3 terms are? Multiply, add, multiply when you do the 2 parentheses. So x times x multiplies to be x squared. Okay, then what multiplies to be 40? Well, 5 times 8, 4 times 10. How do you know what you want? Well, you want 4 and 10. Because you got to add to be 14 in the middle. Both plus, right? Because they'll add to be 14 in the middle and they'll multiply to be 40. Multiply, add, multiply. Remember that whole thing? Okay. And so there's my pair of numbers. And now step 3, each part equals 0 and so on. So now we take each of these equals 0 and solve it. So I'll take the x plus 4 alone equals 0 or x plus 10, right? Well, why is that step? Well, because if 2 things are timesing to equal 0, that means the first one could be 0 or the second, right? If I said I'm timesing 2 things in my head, it's coming out 0, you know that means the first one could be 0 or the second, because 0 times anything is 0. And then just solve, just finish getting x alone. So subtract 4, boom, boom. And we get x is negative 4. And then subtract 10. Boom. X is a negative 10, negative 4. Those are our 2 answers. And you know it's always going to be like whatever it is in the parenthesis, opposite sign, parenthesis, opposite sign. That's always going to happen. Huh? Negative 4, negative 10. Let's bring it back. Those are our 2 answers. So negative 4, comma, negative 10. You can put them in either order. That means those are the 2 answers that make the original equation true. So there we go.